Barack and Michelle Obama were out and about in New York City on Friday afternoon, meeting up with one of their famous friends for a midday meal. The former first couple were spotted heading into Uplands at around 1 p.m., where they joined U2 frontman Bono for some California-inspired cuisine at the Park Avenue Brasserie. Bono brought along his 27-year-old daughter Jordan, a tech entrepreneur who last year launched the company Speakable, which promotes social activism. Jordan acknowledged in an interview with Fortune this past October that her father played no role in creating her company but is a good resource, something that was very evident on Friday when she got to sit down with the two most famous and powerful social activists in the world. Barack and Michelle also delighted their fellow diners and the many fans who lined up on the street outside the restaurant by waving to the crowds and flashing big smiles as they entered and exited the restaurant. And Michelle was dressed to impress for the afternoon outing, carrying a $995 Vatica leather crossbody bag by Alexander Wang. On Thursday night, Barack used his visit to the Big Apple as an excuse to stop by his favorite restaurant for a little wine and a lot of Italian food. The former president was spotted at Cabone with his wife Michelle and daughter Malia, who moved to Manhattan in January ahead of her new internship at the Weinstein Company. Barack could be seen enjoying a glass of red wine and chowing down on the $49 double lamb chop at the Michelin-starred Italian joint, while Michelle opted for a bit of white wine with her meal and 18-year-old Malia was stuck with water. There was plenty of reasons to celebrate too, approximately 60 million according to one report, which claims that is the amount Barack and Michelle have secured for the global rights to their upcoming memoirs. The money should help the Obamas, with Barack recently out of a job and Malia the only member of the family who has a job at this time. Sasha meanwhile is still attending high school in Washington, D.C., which is why she could not join her parents and sister for their Manhattan dinner party. Barack has made a habit of visiting Cabone when he is in the city, previously swinging by with his daughters in July of 2015 while he was in town for a fundraiser with Sasha. Due to the fact that Barack was the commander-in-chief when the visit occurred, the area around Cabone was slowed to a near standstill due to the presence of Secret Service. Cabone was just the start of what might have been one of the greatest weekends a father could plan for his girls, with Barack then taking the girls on a private tour of the Whitney and scoring the group Hamilton tickets for the following day. Barack and the girls came with an appetite that night too, ordering the restaurant's famed veal parmigiana, crab cakes, a porterhouse for two, spicy rigatoni alla vodka, meatballs, lobster ravioli, and a bottle of Finocchio Barbaresco. And while the food, which is carefully crafted by co-chefs Mario Cabone and Rich Teresi, is some of the best in the city, it does come at a bit of a cost. The veal parmigiana is $55 and the porterhouse for two rings in at $195. Though it does come with an incredible tableside presentation in addition to the perfectly grilled 60-day dry-aged cut from Pat LaFrieda. Michelle also visited Cabone back in November of 2013, just a few months after the restaurant opened its doors, and sat across the room from reality star Kim Kardashian, who was dining with her publicist pal Simon Huck. Malia has been enjoying quite a few of the city's great restaurants since moving her, with visits from her dad helping to absorb the costs of dining out for the teenager, who heads to Harvard University later this year. Barack paid a visit to Malia just 2 weeks ago, in fact, his first time emerging in public since he boarded a Marine helicopter bound for Joint Andrews Air Force Base after President Donald Trump was sworn into office. The pair seemed to stick to their tradition of great food and great theater, visiting the Italian restaurant Emilio's Bellato one night and taking some time to pose for a photo with the owners and chef. Later that week, the two caught Mark Ruffalo, Danny DeVito, John Turturro, Tony Shalhoub and Jessica Hecht in the Broadway revival of Arthur Miller's The Price. It was the Monday after that trip that news broke of Barack and Michelle's staggering book deal. Just a few hours after multiple people with knowledge of the joint publishing deal told to Financial Times that bidding had surpassed $60 million, the New York Times reveals that the couple had inked a deal with Penguin Random House. It was Penguin who appeared to have the slight edge in the battle for the books, having published Barack's 3 previous titles. We are absolutely thrilled to continue our publishing partnership with President and Mrs. Obama, the chief executive of Penguin Random House, Marcus Dole, said in a statement. With their words and their leadership, they changed the world, and every day, with the books we publish at Penguin Random House, we strive to do the same. Dole then added, "Now, we are very much looking forward to working together with President and Mrs. Obama to make each of their books global publishing events of unprecedented scope and significance."